to tie us up, and we are just steamrolling through them. And as we move in, our dwarven army consolidates everything that we've taken, and so they're flowing in behind us, like a flood. Yeah, no worries. So just a moment. Guess some. All right, take 2, 3, or 4, or whatever it is. We've come to Tethyamar with our army. As we pour in, the army flows in behind us. They're offering little resistance, though at the end of the corridor there is a bright flaring light. Green fire is pouring out of some kind of tear in reality, some kind of gap. Um, uh, and we are rushing up to meet it. The Zentarum forces are waiting, are waiting for us to come forward. Leo's not here either.
Oh yeah, that would be Jake's character. Yeah,
that's Jake's character. Cool. What is the 15? Oh, I know what that is. Yeah, cool. All right, the hobgoblins see the way that this is going, and try to do a fighting retreat. They will line up Sildarin and attempted to put an arrow into him, but a single hobgoblin against a heavily armed party of our level, he knows full well that this is not going to go well for him. So in fact, he's just going to break.
Yeah, warriors of our power level, especially watching us fight and rip apart his comrades, it must be like watching eldritch horrors.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Retreating back towards the devil and the T-Rex. Like, maybe they can stop them. Maybe.
All right. Bit going on here, unfortunately, right when we get started. Oh shit. Some crazy stuff. Okay. So they continue to hold their positions. Some kind of horned-tailed entity steps through the green fire, and as they see us coming, they get prepared. Flightless. Oh, Jake just got here. Good stuff. Oh yeah.
Hello.
Right. Co- Yeah, there's a lot of light. I probably set it up wrong, but that's the way it is, and so that's the way we'll stick with it.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
No, good man. What would be good for you? An hour and a half, starting an hour and a half later, or what? Would that be enough?
The time's good at the moment. It's just for the next 2 sessions, I'm doing Harvest, and my hours have been increased during Harvest. And when
Right.
Harvest is over, which is only about 2 weeks, they'll be decreased back down to normal.
Right. All right. Well, we'll move it ahead either 1 hour or 1.5 hours to suit the Americans, and um, if hopefully that causes no problems for anyone. Yeah. So call it plus 90 minutes for now. I'll type that in.
Yeah, I'll move my alarm forward another 30 minutes.
Yeah, good idea. And exactly. That's right. All right. So flightless. Yeah, yeah, yep. All right, Lady Eleanor.
Seeing as Jake just got here, maybe he could take his turn again. I feel bad that he missed his turn, just
Yeah,
barely.
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
So yeah, Leo wants to do whatever he was going to do.
I was probably just going to move and dash. I'm not really in range of anything.
sure.
That'll be me.
Yeah, cool,
Alright,
cool. Lady Eleanor.
alright, I will book 60 feet here. Let's see. I dash again. Probably don't want to, as tempting as it is, I probably don't want to go too far ahead of the party.
And when you do reach the point where you are, the entity that has just stepped through the portal of flaming green fire hurls some fire at you to enter into their range.
How dare. Oh,
That
that
looks like
might
it'll
hit,
hit.
actually. Let me check.
Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't. Thanks to haste.
does it? Brilliant. And you see it coming, and you dodge at the last moment.
Alright, I'm hovering like 2 feet off the ground, just for flavor's sake. So I just flap to the side.
All right.
Alright, so I move here, dodge the fire, and uh, yeah, I'm gonna recklessly dodge forward, even though I know I shouldn't. Do I though? Yeah, I do. I'm just trying to think about what would make the most sense. Because I don't want to just like run forward and just start smashing the end boss before the rest of the players can catch up. That seems a bit selfish. Yeah, I'll take a moment to heal some wounds, and then I'll return to being a rabid dog on the following rounds to give everybody a chance to catch up and actually participate. So I'll cast. Let's see, what should I cast? Give myself a 3rd level cure wounds. Or ignoring that for a total of 18.
Feeling a bit better.
A little bit.
Moog, you get a message from the Warforged, from what's his name? I can't even remember his name now. Artisan. You get a message from Artisan, whether he's right beside you or whether he uses a sending stone isn't that important. But he tells you to be on the lookout for any Warforged like him. He's the last time we came through here, we found a bunch of Warforged soldiers standing in stasis, and the way he sees it, flesh can be rebred, but it's harder to rebuild a Warforged. So if you should come across any, he would like them to be captured rather than completely destroyed. Do you have any response for that, Mo?
I've been making note of it.
Very good, very good. All right. So the party is starting to not split, but at least stretch itself out as we run at varying speeds towards a Tyrannosaurus.
That's why I wanted to slow down a little bit and let people at the back catch up a bit.
And then how much you get for a dash? That's it.
All right.
Dwarves are very dangerous over short distances.
Huh. All right, Seldarin. We're moving up, and these bolts of laser energy are being fired upon us, but it's not concerning us too badly at this point.
So, about beside Ellen over and like the so what do you think?
Very good.
One,
We
two,
both feel the
three,
same amount
nice.
of HP.
All right.
I guess I could use a bonus action to that spiritual weapon, though. It's hopelessly in range. Okay, I'll just let it go.
Sure.
Way
No
too
worries. All right. At this point, the Tyrannosaurus starts to charge up ahead. Because of course it does. I know he's the captain, so yep. Leo.
I'll move 30 and then firebolt the T-Rex.
Boom. And you hit it, and you annoy it. It's like a mosquito swipe to it, mosquito bite, but you made the dinosaur very angry. And now, Hobgoblin retreats a little bit further. Send in the dinosaur. Exactly how they got a Tyrannosaurus Rex into here is a little bit unclear at this point, but details are somewhat irrelevant. All right.
Where they got a Tyrannosaurus Rex in the first place.
Right.
Hmm.
So, that's probably the bigger question. Probably the bigger face. Since the
A
laser
long ways
bolt,
from
a long way indeed.
long way from Chult or whatever. Is that what that
That's it.
jungle area is called?
Since the laser bolt at Lady Eleanor did little, this time the blast comes towards Sildarin. One, two, three. Will a 21 hit? Don't think so.
Yep.
I think we're both AC monsters.
Yeah. But he's trying.
Paladin and cleric fighting side by side. You love to see it.
Huh. Deus Vult. Flightless. Excellent. Lady Eleanor.
Oh, it's tempting. The haste 120-foot dash. It is tempting. Yeah, in fact, it's so tempting that I don't think I can resist. Especially
I've only
considering
got
how...
4 turns on haste left, though, I think. Once it cycles back, I mean.
Good point.
Oh, well, then I guess I'd better make this quick.
Even more reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it makes sense for Eleanor how she's feeling at the moment to just go ape shit. So we'll move first before I commit to a dash. So move 60 feet and see what happens.
All right. The Tyrannosaurus is waiting for you to swallow you up when you get in there. Likewise, the Hobgoblin and the Veteran are well, they're less enthusiastic about impact. They're ready for it. You might also notice a familiar face. Don't know if you realised that she was here or not, or if you expected her to be here.
Well, in character, I know I didn't know that she was here, but now I do.
We meet again, she says.
For the last time.
I will make sure of that.
All right.
Rips out own eyes.
All right. See how I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Yeet! And take the attack of opportunity from the Tyrannosaurus as I go past it.
All right. T. Close.
Close.
Snap.
Get right up in the devil's face.
Well, Moog. They are here. I'll add them to the initiative order now. Better late than never.
An epic battle between an angel and a devil.
Yes.
I wish I was a pure-blooded angel, alas.
Huh. Okay, Moog. Lady Eleanor powers ahead like an angel possessed.
Is it my turn?
You think it is?
Right, well. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it.
Well, you're doing your best. Don't let anyone discourage you.
Next.
All right. Sildren.
Where is that chick, or is she not on the?
I don't think you can
Or is
see
that
her.
her off to the left there?
She's behind
Oh,
the
okay.
dinosaur, yeah.
Would explain
Oh, yep, you can see her. Yep.
why I can't see her.
Right.
I guess I'll move up to there. Then I'll use the haste action to dash. You still have a regular action, right? That you could use to attack.
That's right. Yeah, exactly right.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can use your haste action to move. Yeah.
I think that means I would have had attacks then.
Really? Yeah.
I think so, because 60-foot move, haste action, dash, I'd still have my action. If that's how it works.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah.
I'll let you finish your turn first.
So I'll
Yeah.
move up there. Then I'll use my action to cast Booming Blade, and then I'll bonus action Spiritual Weapon.
Brilliant. That's going to cut a dinosaur. Dinosaur howls with anger. Hack into its ankle.
Yeah, bonus action Spiritual Weapon.
Bang. The dinosaur is not impressed.
Cool. Cast it.
You press the spiritual weapon button. That's it. That's enormous.
So not the 10 at the top there, but the 23. The thunder stuff won't apply.
Alright, has not been thunderstruck. The dinosaur is a little bit angry, a little bit distressed, but it still it still favors its senses.
Likes its chances.
That's
well,
right.
knowing that I could have attacked,
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I'll use my great deal of momentum, flying almost 120 feet, to empower my attack against this devil.
Brilliant momentum.
How large is this devil? It's hard to tell from its picture.
He is, I think, large, not huge. So about 10
so
feet.
He's an imposing lad.
Yes.
Does a 21 hit him?
Oh, I think so.
That'll be. I always need to remember to pull out my calculator for these because there's so many different numbers to add up.
Huh.
I'm not very good at math. So 29 in that first one.
Very good.
And
He
another attack.
curses you in the infernal tongue.
I curse back in Celestial.
Wow. Really sound the same when you do it in Celestial. It's like, fuck you.
Be not afraid.
There we go.
I don't think a 14 is going to hit.
14 is not, and he blocks it with his pitchfork. That's how classic this devil is. Actually carries it.
And I'll go for a bonus action pole strike. For a 24.
And the thing with pitchforks is that they're full of holes, and it's pretty easy to get your pole arm through them.
Yeah, I was going to say, as he blocks it, I slide the shaft of my pole arm up against his, and then bonk him right up against the chin.
Crunch.
That one being 19. I'll
All right.
smite on that one as well.
Very good. Very good, sir.
Got to smite the fiend.
It's the done thing. You missed opportunity.
For an additional 6.
All right. Or is that 666? You decide.
The triple twos though on that 3d8.
Okay. So this is a spiritual guardians, right, Sildarin?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah, Spirit Guardians, yeah.
very cool. So
They take the damage at the start of their turn.
he takes the damage, and yet he slogs on all the same. So how much is a damage on a pass? There we go. Crikey.
26. Not the top 16, just 26.
That's something of a
Keep
relief.
forgetting to turn off the
Oh, good man. So he rushes in there, axe in hand, sword, whatever. 1, 2. And I guess he's got a shield, this guy. So two attacks, neither of which hit. Shield icon, so I can remember he's got one. And Leo, you watch as these mad men and women just run straight towards devils and dinosaurs and dwagas. It's D&D and D.
Nice. Time to get stuck in.
All right.
lightning.
And Leo
then-
thinking it would be a real dick move for me to stop concentrating on haste right now. But very funny.
Feel hilarious. And then I will bonus action Misty Step
Brilliant.
to there, underneath that veteran guy.
Excellent.
That's me.
Okay, so these Dwerger hammerers. What you see up ahead is not quite a dwarf, not quite a machine. It's really something kind of in power armor. It's such an interesting picture. I might put it into the Discord. Uh, a dwarf wearing power armor. And he flicks a switch, takes a big hit of adrenaline, and rushes in at a phenomenal speed, crashing into Lady Eleanor with with velocity that will back up his strikes. But it does nothing for his accuracy, and he ends up just looking more comical than actually dangerous. Isabella. Now, I always have a lot of trouble trying to work out what magicians should be doing when they're concentrating on something else. Seems kind of lame to use cantrips, but we've got many other options. I guess so. But I'm not. She can do 2 shots, can't she? All right. Very good. All right. Well, Bang.
You guys
Bang.
got some history with this chick.
We sure do. She's a former party member. She fires twice and then tries to run towards the devil for some, I guess, for some backup, I suppose. Maybe to provide the backup. And that's when the Warforged enters the situation. Whereas the Dwaga was only part machine, Warforged is entirely mechanical. And figuring that the devil can probably take care of Eleanor, it moves in to block any attempt to reinforce her. Meanwhile, the Dwaga move in and enlarge themselves to prepare themselves for the upcoming battle. Maybe not quite that. Okay. The dinosaur. It snaps at Eleanor as she goes past, but then it's distracted and it sees that Sildarin is there instead. So it maneuvers around, so huge that it can step almost straight over the majority of us, and more angry at Sildarin than it is at
If
Leo.
you
Yep.
if it moves, it'll take the extra thunder damage from the booming blade,
Brilliant.
and it'll also take the 26 damage from the spirit guardian.
Oh, that's fucking nasty.
Ouchie.
So is it 10 and 26? 36 damage?
No, the top 10 doesn't apply.
Right.
It was just the 26 and then an extra 9 from the booming blade thing.
Severe. Truly severe. The Tyrannosaurus then attempts to swallow Sildarin whole, and when that fails, it lashes out at Leo with its tail. Leo, will a 20 hit?
No.
Alright, but we are far too strong for meager apex predators.
I feel like Leo might actually have the highest AC among us if you take shield into account.
Shield is a pretty good spell. First level spell. I have heard of you, the devil tells Lady Eleanor, that you betrayed your god, and then you betrayed mine.
Then punish me for it, if you can.
He
He sure does.
drives his trident into your throat. This'll give you something to talk about.
And that one too. Yeah, is he using a magic weapon?
Magic. Yeah.
Fair enough. So that's a total of
22,
30,
38.
38, yeah.
Pretty significant.
Ouchie.
Flightless, you watch as Lady Eleanor gets impaled. He's set this pitchfork for the charge, and she just charges straight at. Blur. Excellent. That's going to do something, right? Sure will. Straight into the eyeball. The Tyrannosaurus howls with agony. All right, Lady Eleanor, you are impaled upon this polearm, and it's your glaive against his fork.
Yeah. I sort of wince in pain as I feel the prongs of the fork passing through my body. Then kick myself against his chest to free myself from his pitchfork and retort back at him, "Is that the best you've got?" Begin to retaliate with a 16, which is not going to hit, I imagine.
It's not. He blocks it with the shaft of his fork.
A 23
But that will cut into his hand, into his forearm.
for a 43.
Alright. And
Number.
he is quite astounded by the damage that you can dish out. And he starts to understand why Bane considers our party to be such a threat.
I'll throw out another, my hasted action.
That'll do.
For a 23, 28 on that next one.
Alright, weakening your enemy further, and his hold on reality begins to slip.
And then one more time with my bonus action. For a 25 on that one. Yeah.
I am the Cornugon, and I cannot be defeated here. You are a mere mortal. You are not my match.
I am more than your match. You will fall before me this day.
Even if you should strike me down, I shall live forever. I will dog you at every step that you take.
I look forward to it. I'll strike you back down into Avernus time after time.
Howls in anger as you find retorts to his taunts with ease.
Alrighty.
Well, Moog, shit's gonna be over by the time you get there. Avenge. The spirit guardians don't kill him first. That's better. Now
Close enough
Moog's
to
getting
throw
up
a
there.
hammer.
You're muted, by the way, Red.
Oh well, such is life.
That's basically the the sentiment, right? Dwarves, they're better on the defense than the offense. Alright, Stilderin, this Tyrannosaurus, mighty though it is going to be brought low. You hack into the dinosaur and chop off its leg, and when you do, does damage from one polymorph form take transfer to the next? Right. So the dinosaur had 17 hit points left. I guess that means it loses. The knight loses 10 points, and he turns into a Zentarum soldier. Magic.
That would explain it.
Aha!
I guess I'll take a swing at that guy then. Hastings. Badly.
All right. Well, the 20 will hit. The 13 will not. Right. Thanks, Flightless.
And then bonus action, the spiritual weapon against the Zentarum soldier.
Very good. Clobbering time. Against the commander or the veteran?
The one that just appeared after the dinosaur.
That's actually the best
Drifted
descriptor of
back.
all. So 27, another 8, 35. You dent in his armor and his helmet, but he fights on without being perturbed. Show us it's still a dinosaur. The veteran considers focusing his attacks on Leo, but decides to keep the pressure up on Sildarin alongside his commander.
Spirit Guardian.
Oh yeah, Spirit Guardians. Yep, good. Thanks for reminding me because I will often forget. Probably going to hurt. 24, hey?
24.
And he is weakened, and he knows at this point that this is a battle that cannot be won. But when you're literally fighting with devils over your shoulder, you're a little bit too close to your god to calm down now. And thus, like the professional soldier he is, he prepares to die on the battlefield. Ah, critical hit for 6 damage. What the hell?
Wow.
Right. That's right. Like this guy's done 6 years at drama school to get an extra part, in season 7 of a TV show. That's right. That's right. I'm back for part 2. It will at least force concentration check on you, Sildarin. So
Yeah, I
it's
guess
not
so.
completely useless. Wow, we all saw that coming. Okay, Leo. So Sildarin is being pressed by 2 soldiers, and Lady Eleanor has attracted many more.
I think the rogue can back Sildarin up.
Very good.
I'm going to cast Fire Shield and choose to have a
Alright.
Cold Shield.
Excellent choice.
Then I am going to walk 30 feet to here.
Okay.
What concentration is it? Fire shield.
Nope.
Okay, good.
Does Mr. Veteran like attack of opportunity me as I walk past, or is he fine?
Yeah, I guess he will. That's a good point. Not enough.
Okay.
So here we have a Warforged, and here we have a cyborg. One's an android, one's a cyborg.
Don't have any bonus actions I could do. Action Shield.
Oh, right. Of course, the shield,
Fire shield.
is the action. Of course it is.
Trying to find like a good representation for Cold Shield. That one will do.
Very good. Yeah, that is a good one, actually. I like that one.
It's 10 minutes. How many rounds is 10 minutes?
Lots. 100, yeah.
I won't even mark that then.
No need, yeah, that's right. Not even
A
worth.
long time.
Yeah, that's it. The Hammerer sees you coming and switches his attention towards Leo instead. 22s?
No.
Okay, not enough. Isabella has lost concentration on the polymorph. It's served its purpose, but she has a trick up her sleeve. She casts a spell.
Counter spell.
Really? Do you have to? Okay.
Can I
I think
counter spell at 3rd level?
you use a 3rd level counter spell.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, cool. In that case, you'll have to make a spell casting check to see if it works.
Just plus my intelligence, right?
That's right.
No.
Only your intelligence. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Happy with that result?
Yep.
Then it gets rid of her spell that she was casting, and whatever spell she was coming up with fails. She is deeply distressed by this.
The only reason I pushed up this close was so I could just be within counter spell range for quite a while.
Excellent
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, that counterspell foresight coming in handy.
The hobgoblin is likely ripped apart by the spiritual guardians. He can survive it though.
Yeah, 24, I guess.
Nasty. And to his credit, he rushes straight into the breach, and attempts to open up your belly, to no avail. The Warforged doesn't know the danger he's in, and so strikes out at Leo's and his fire shield. Armblade, Armblade.
Armblade, that's a pretty cool weapon.
Move into position against Lady Eleanor. So the 20s and the 22s won't hit, of course, because 22, as if that's going to hit. Whatever. The enormous Dwaga crash into the party, namely Leo. But they too have got nothing on us. The champion formerly known as Dinosaur is caught up in the Spiritual Guardians. Oh yeah, I've got to bring up his character sheet since he's no longer a
Same.
dinosaur.
24, I guess.
24, I guess. Yep, he takes all of it. We must split their forces if we are to have any chance of success. He uses his greatsword twice. Oh, 25 might hit.
Probably would in a normal
So now it hit.
20, does that hit Sildarin? 25?
And no, not with the haste.
Not with the haste. What will it take to kill you? He asks as he wipes his brow and prepares for the next onslaught.
More than you've got, unfortunately for you.
He doesn't want to admit it, but he knows you are right. Okay. Stab. Stab. Tail lash. 23 won't do it, will it?
Nope.
He's trying, but flightless. All right. The veteran. Yeah, might hit the veteran. He has a shield, so it won't. No, he has armor class. Yeah, to get away from this guy. Yeah. Indeed. Lady Eleanor, the heat of the green fire of the portal is in front of you, and you can see the wasteland of the blasted hellscape, presumably of hell, that lies beyond the portal. This portal is quite literally open right in front of you.
That's quite an intimidating sight. Well, I intend to send this devil back through it.
Brilliant.
Oh, halberd.
Do you drive your halberd into its heart? Fucking hell.
That's a big boy on that one.
So 21 and 32 is like 53?
Yeah, 53.
And you smash him straight back into the portal. And he watches he is caught up in the temporal vortex and is sucked out of this plane of existence and back to the hellscape from whence it came.
As he disintegrates, I'll tell him, come back to the material plane anytime. I'll send you back to Avernus again and again.
I will see you in a year and a day.
And then I will use my action to sort of, I don't know, feel a sense of victory and accomplishment wash over me as I stretch my neck and recover almost all of my mortal wounds with lay on hands.
Capture the Warforged! Artisan calls out from somewhere in the back.
Spending 51 points of lay on hands. I guess Isabella would watch as my dripping wounds just regenerate before our eyes in a flash of radiant energy.
She knows that this is not a fight she can win.
Move in melee range with her and take a tax opportunity.
Indeed, and the Hammerer does not hesitate, but he is as slow as a wet week.
I'll tell her, give up. You see how this is going.
Never. My position in hell is secured. I will not be defeated here.
If your position is secured, then I'll send you there with a first-class ticket.
Moog.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are there any bad guys here?
Yes, this is the commander of the Zentarim's Legion, and this is like a lieutenant.
Right. I'll just give him 3 hammers.
Nothing lasts forever. Crunch.
Is he still up?
Oh yeah. Were you going for the veteran or the commander?
Commander.
Yeah, he's still up. Still definitely up.
2,
Oh, that's a crunch.
3.
Another 33, another 43. He's staggered, but he's still standing. You must be the legendary warrior they call Stormlock.
Yeah, and you'd be tasting my hammer.
The truth is, I would rather perish under your hammer than give that bitch another victory. He gestures towards Alador.
Well, just grabs his shield and prepares to charge in the next round. That's not my next Warforged, is it?
It is.
Dude, he's attacking like a wuss.
Yeah, he's not doing great.
He's got 6 attacks in him.
Well, we haven't switched his turbo button on yet. We need Artisan to come in and make a few adjustments. Oh, look. Exactly. Exactly that.
He's a big turd.
All
He's got
right.
6 attacks with a maul. 20 strength.
He will soon. He will soon. But for now, he's got the inhibitor chip in him. Like yeah, you gotta take that chip out. All right, Sildarin.
Also, booming blade at that the term leader captain guy.
Absolutely. The Supreme Commander, the R Dragon. I think he was. I think he was an R Dragon. Maybe he wasn't. I thought he was. Yeah. And that's gonna probably finish him.
Rapid fire. 24, just the top
24.
one.
All right, he is crippled.
24.
Crippled but alive, and yeah, he's just distressed and disturbed, but still finding a kind of peace in the defeat, as if the struggle is about to be over. And he was all so right. 22 hits, and that will finish him off. The Zentarim's last true commander in the Anarok Desert has fallen.
Still Isabella. Sure she'd consider herself a commander.
Sure would. That's right. She's she's an Inquisitor. She's part of the inner circle now.
A bonus action spiritual weapon on the other guy there. Lieutenant
Yes.
one.
And he knows how outmatched he is, but manages to die with some degree of honor. Indeed. That's right. Law is a higher virtue
Right.
than good. And so is it 22 or is it 11?
22, yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a massive spiritual. And you cave his helmet in and his skull with it.
And then I guess I'll just walk away from the hobgoblin. He can swing away and I'll move up and put all these guys. That spirit guardian.
The hobgoblin feels dissed as you just clearly don't give a shit.
Not a lot of respect.
Can't get no respect. All right, Leo, surrounded by dwarves and war machines as you are, having found yourself with these elites, you likely feel little fear.
Probably having the time of his life. I'm going to booming blade this dwarga. 17.
17 is going to break through his shell. A solid strike, but one that the giant Dwaga can endure.
Sorry, I forgot how much damage booming blade adds when you hit slash someone.
You can only add it if you move, is that right? Or is that not?
No, as you gain higher levels, it does damage on the attack, and then when you move. So at 11th level, it'll do 2d8 on the attack, and then 3d8 if they later move.
There we go.
Ouch.
Double ones, nice.
Alright. And the Duaga mistakes this as a form of weakness rather than a low randomly generated number. He endures it and still believes that victory can be achieved. The Hammerer was in pursuit of Lady Eleanor, but with Leo being the only enemy within his immediate vicinity, that's where his attention goes instead. 23, Leo.
No, I've got 24.
Rodonculus.
29
Yeah.
with shield, right?
I'll take the Spirit Guardian's damage as well.
And he takes the Spirit Guardian damage. Of course he does. Of course he does. He really is, yeah. Like, especially if you got Warcaster or something.
It's like hitting all the enemies with a fireball every single round.
There is one disadvantage, and that's that it only works on, like, you need to be able to see your allies to make them immune. So we had a game where the priest cast it without seeing any of his allies, and so he just became a roadblock for the entire party. They couldn't get through him because he was just ripping them the shit apart. Ended up costing the player characters 2 lives, I think.
God.
But well, yes, but he was a priest of destruction, so no. All right, so he fails, and another 26 damage. Fuck. All right, the machine is being ripped apart, so that there's all its screws are coming loose, its wires are exposed and flaming, sparking.
Not just Spirit Guardians, but upcast Spirit Guardians.
Right. There's nothing you can do. Isabella cast another spell.
Oh, I'm just going to counterspell that.
Fucking, of course you do. All right, make the check.
Just rain on our parade.
Indeed. Yep. Globe of Invulnerability does not get cast, and Isabella says, "On second thoughts, we will meet again." And she leaps into the portal.
As she leaves my reach, I'm going to give her one last farewell slap, I guess.
Brilliant.
I'm going to put everything I've got into this one. Yeah, let's got all the stuff toggled. Click them on, critical hit. Natural 1, nice.
Indeed. But the Devil's Own luck protects her, and she vanishes into the portal, and you can see her fading into the portal. And because the portal is still open, we are free to pursue her if we wish to enter Avernus.
Mm.
How many plane shift scrolls we got left?
None.
Right?
We used the last one to escape the Feywild.
We did, didn't we? The Hobgoblin's on the very edge of the
So if
spiritual
we go in
guardian.
there, we just go. We'll have to stay there till we're level 13, and then we can leave.
Right? It shouldn't take too long. We can just grind in hell. That sounds like a place to get XP. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of like Wrath of the Lich King. You know, you turn up in hell and start getting bulk XP because everything's worth so much XP now. All right. The Hobgoblin's not caught up in the spiritual guardians. It's less than half of his square, so he's able to fight off that magical assault. But he's far too slow for the likes of Flightless. And Moog is about to crash into him, I think at full impact anyway, so his days are numbered. The nerfed Warforged Soldier, who desperately needs to have the enhancements put on him by Artisan unleashes into Leo. Leo is surrounded now, absolutely surrounded. But in spite of that, they can't land a single scrape upon him. But it doesn't stop them from trying, and the Duaga attempt the same thing. And neither have any chance of breaking through. Flightless. The battle is all but won.
Guys, we'll take the 26.
Hmm.
And there's nothing left for Moog.
That was overpowered. But good way, I guess.
So how far into the portal is Isabella?
Well, she's on the edge. She's in Avernus now, so if you wish to follow her, you'll be traveling to a different plane of existence.
Yeah, can I? Is it like a portal from the game portal in the sense that it's a tear in reality that I can see the other side of, or is it just an inky sort of blackness?
Yeah,
Moog is
that's the
being
first.
hacked.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Jumping too fast.
Well, if I can see what's on the other side, that means I'll be able to see her and potentially any other threats.
Do any of these hit?
Oh, all of them. They all hit. Are you going for the Sildarin or the Duaga or what? Or the Warforged?
The Dwargers.
Yeah, sure. Indeed.
Whatever
Okay.
these guys are.
The second hit takes out that one. The critical hit takes out the next one. The 28 takes out that one. And the 24 cripples the Warforged.
God.
And Artisan is just fucking losing it. He's
Hammers just
dispassionate.
flying
I don't know.
everywhere.
Exactly, right? Chunks of steel,
It's like, stop damaging it. Stop it.
right? Like, gosh. Yeah, Artisan's normally lacking emotion right now. He's just incredulous as he watches Moog attempt to disassemble the robot the easy way. Artisan hopes so. All right, Eleanor, you jumping through?
I'm seriously considering it.
You're gonna. Well, there's only like two. I think 2 to 3 turns of haste left, or is it like 2 at this point? I kind of lost count at some point.
Yeah,
There's not that many turns left.
It
Let's go
depends
with
how. Yeah, it depends how far she made it. If it's 60 feet or less, then that'll significantly influence my decision.
Well, I mean, she's on a different plane of existence, so it's certainly not 60 feet or less. But no, she didn't get. She's practically on the other side of the wall. If you imagine looking into a mirror and seeing someone 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet away or something, so you could reach her with your speed. The problem, of course, being that you're then in a different plane of existence.
Hmm. Well, I feel like Eleanor is acting pretty recklessly and not thinking clearly right now. So seeing Isabella barely escape her grasp and jump into the portal, I would at the very least pass through. So I guess I'll fly through its threshold.
All right, and having done that, Isabella is incredulous, absolutely astounded. You have all your attacks. She just can't believe it.
Yeah, upon passing through, like, do I feel the heat of Avernus like walking into an
Absolutely.
oven?
That's right. It's like 55 degrees Celsius here, so 130 or something Fahrenheit. It's enormously hot. Yeah, just like that, you enter into a furnace.
And look around all the infernal, blasted landscape. I'll fly up to her with my move speed and say, "Where do you think you're going?" I attempt to put a stop to any thought of escape. Go ahead
Brilliant.
and toggle the appropriate toggles. So we'll go for attack. An 18 with shield that's probably not going to hit.
Yeah, I guess she has shield, doesn't she? Yeah, so that's probably, as you say, not going to be enough.
Ooh, that's not going to hit either, which means it all comes down to my polearm strike, because I want to use my hasted action to get back through the portal. Oh, does a 22 hit, though?
No, 23.
Oh, that's infuriating. Damn it.
She does, yeah.
Yeah, I assume she does, because what was it?
Yeah, possibly, absolutely.
Alright, then I guess
Is she a
I'll bring
wizard? Is
my...
that what this character was?
Yeah, 11 wizard, 1 fighter.
Yeah, I guess I'll bring my halberd down on her, and she lifts her hand to block it with the shield, the magical barrier of energy. Swing at her again, she blocks that. Swing at her again, she blocks that as well. I seethe with anger. But then, as my attacks haven't gained purchase, I'm given the opportunity to actually take a moment and realize what I've just done.
And the portal is vanishing behind you. It's shrinking down to,
Yeah.
from
And
6 feet,
so,
5 feet, 4 feet, 3 feet.
and so giving her like the most furious, angry glare I can possibly muster. I'll then use my hasted movement to flat back through the portal before it closes,
All right.
and immediately feel almost cold, I guess, back in the material
Yeah,
plane.
yeah, a flush of cool air. And Silverin, you watch as the portal is about to close with Lady Eleanor popping out of it.
Is this Warforged thing still putting up a fight?
Yeah, it is actually. But like poor artisan, he's distressed at this point. Please don't hurt it.
Not sure. I'm not sure how one subdues an aggressive robot, other than beating it into submission, which is what I'll do.
Find its power switch.
And smash it.
It's like, nah, I'm just gonna smash it.
Guess to the extent one can do non-lethal damage to a robot.
Indeed. And you knock its battery pack out or sever the wires or something. And Artisan comes up and looks at it and goes over it. This can be salvaged, he says.
You intend to salvage that thing? How could you?
Yes.
I just freeze in place for a moment as the haste wears off.
Ha. I will repurpose it for our war machine. I have I have a new set of blueprints, he says, and he produces the hyper warforged murderer 101 diagrams. He's very excited to show everyone his techno babble that none of us can understand. You see, the key is to turn it from evil, and he shows you the switch, to good, and he flicks the switch. There, that ought to do it. Right, that's right, it's like a spectrum, yeah. Alright.
I guess I'll just sort of make my way over here and collapse
Any of
against
these
the wall.
passages lead anywhere?
The short answer is yes. Although there's no longer any noise coming from down those directions.
Do you guys go all through here on your last visit, or is this as far as you made it,
Or just bring up the army, have them come and start sweeping everything to see if there's anybody.
sweep the tunnels?
Yeah. He did not, and he's still here. He's still here.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Go ahead, I need to catch my breath.
Ah, it's you again, you say as you free the gnome from his prison. I'll just no need to turn dynamic lighting off, but the army searches through and anything that they find that they'll bring to you. Ah, it's you again. It's good to see you. I knew you'd come back for me. You're my best friends. I love you.
Everyone stares at each other.
How long have you been stuck here?
Oh, well, I haven't seen the sun in so long that I don't know how much time has passed. It must be 3 months, or is it 6? I'm not sure. Indeed. Well, it's good to see you all again. I hope that I can be of some assistance. He is an alchemical engineer. Warforged, rather artisan, is really excited because he shows him the blueprints for creating a super warforged, and the gnome is equally excited, shares his passion. The soldiers also bring forward this guy, and he's struggling. He's an angry dwarf, and he is completely uncooperative. Get your hands off me! A shield dwarf. Yeah, I guess so.
Do we know him?
I don't think so. Get your hands off me!
Who be ye?
I don't. I'm not answering any of your questions.
I say it one more time. Who be ye?
I be your enemy from now until the day I die.
What have your name? You're the enemy of your own kin? Your own people? For what?
He looks around and sees how many dwarves there are. I am an enemy of the usurpers.
Usurpers of what?
I am from the true Zentarum, not these pathetic Insolent upstarts! I serve the true god of the Zentarum.
Why? I size them up. Mo looks them up and down and does the. Does he have any worth, Battlemaster?
Yeah, right. Yeah, good call. Some. He's a pretty. I just call him an elite fighter, but not even close to the League of Us. He's like a competent warrior.
So how many dwarves do you be planning to kill today?
How many serve Bane?
You see no flags of Bane here, do you? Only that of Morgan Clangadin. What kind of dwarf do you think we be?
You are the enemy of the false Zentarum. That does not make you my friend. We merely share an enemy.
Aye, in the same race. Good thing we live long enough. I get some guards, lock him up, put him in shackles. We'll deal with him later.
Send me at Hillsfar, he says. Send your army to Hillsfar. Liberate the city. Drive out the false Zentarum. He's getting dragged away.
What's Hillsbar? Do we even know what he's talking about? How far away? How far away are they?
I'll show. Yeah, I'll show you on one of the maps. Give it a bit of context. I think this map has Tethyamar. I think. Yeah, it just does. Tethymar's just barely on the edge. So it's not that far away from Dagger Falls. Here's Hillsfar up here. It's pretty close to Stentor Keep, and it's pretty close to the Dales. Uh, the thing with Hillsfar is that it was the last city to fall on the moon seat of the Zentarum. They besieged it for a long time. It eventually did fall, like a month ago or whatever. But since then, it's been an open rebellion. So it's a bit of a conundrum, because on one hand, Hillsfar are our traditional enemies. They're racist. They're human supremacists. On the other hand, they are the biggest thorn in the side for the Zentarum. Like, we are an afterthought. We here in Dagger Falls and Shadowdale, we are small fish compared to Hillsfar, and thus it depends on your doctrine whether you truly believe that the enemy's enemy is your friend. Then Hillsfar might be considered friends, but on the other hand, they've been killing dwarves since the very start. Hillsfar used to be a dwarven settlement, but the humans completely eradicated them, committed genocide, and that's how the town got its start.
Right. Put him in the stockade. We'll think about that later.
Aye, aye, Lord Stormlock. I'm going to put myself on mute momentarily while I deal with some. I'll be listening.
I thought that's what the army was doing. We're going to join them. Yeah, that part.
That's what the
Did you
army's
kill
doing.
the dragon?
That's what the army's doing, is flooding through, looking for any big. I'm sure we'll do all this.
Or did you kill the dragon? So the soldiers aren't going to run in there and get annihilated by a metal dragon.
I wonder if that gold guardian's still there. Remember that thing that Moog spoke to, so we didn't have to fight it, but it wouldn't leave the treasure room? Well, that thing's still alive.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right. So Tethyamar has been taken. The mines are ours. They will be pulling in a significant amount of money all the time, provided our trade routes stay open, and they bloody well should, because we've got an enormous army to protect those trade routes. We have customers. Most of the dwarves, although primarily warriors, they are perfectly capable of acting as civilians, acting as miners. And so we've hit the mother lode here. Tethyamar already made this group extremely rich, but that was like a one-time cash injection, a very significant cash injection. But from here on, we have as long as we can keep mining, as long as we can keep trading, then this place is going to make thousands and thousands of gold every month, maybe 10,000 gold a month. Although that's not enough to pay for the army, is it? Interesting. Yeah, but there's nowhere but there's nothing for them to do here, really. Like you can't farm the desert, the Anarok Desert. So it's a good idea in theory, but now that we're here, and food sources.
What about the Sand Fort? Who has that?
That's an old Zentarum trading post, and it was destroyed by the Badine while we were off in the south. Destroyed and raided by the Badine.
Can't we go raise it and set that up as a community to do trading?
Yep, there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. But it still doesn't. But because they're just like a trading house, because they're just like a way station, there's still not really much farming or anything that can be done. In fact, there's no farming at all. A little bit of hunting can be done in the forest, werewolves and shit aside. But maybe they could be shepherds, I guess. Go and raise goats in the mountains or something. These are just not fertile lands, which is why nobody lives here.
Doesn't the trade? I mean, like, won't a trade city? Like, if you look at the Middle East and some of those places.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like on top of massive trade routes for whatever reason, and they could be a trading town.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything you say is completely correct. So as long as if we can keep importing food, then that'll work. But it can't sustain itself because it can't, because there is no food source for it. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
Will that create the moisture for it to stay alive?
Not really. And the thing with the Anarok Desert is that it's not a desert for natural reasons. It's a desert for supernatural reasons. That's right. The Faerûm have literally leached the life out of the soil. So if you think about, you know what soil is, right? It's dirt, but it's more than dirt. It's full of microbes. It's full of bacteria. It's full of all sorts of things that create nutrients, legumes and earthworms and all this sort of stuff. It's an ecosystem. Compare that with just a handful of pure sand. Pure sand is just silica. There's no life in there, and that's what the Anarok Desert is like. It is devoid of life because magic has sucked it out. So we can do some hunting in the border forest. We can raise some sheep and maybe even some crops in the mountains. But this place is poorly suited for a prolonged settlement, which is one of the reasons why Tethyamar fell in the first place.
Well, the dwarves can live underground.
But they can't live without food underground.
Right, but if you have trade, keeping
Yes, that's
have
right. So if we can
both
keep
surface and the Underdark, then you'd have the Underdark keeps alive thousands.
It's mushrooms.
yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah. It's not impossible.
there has
It's
to be
very
some
challenging.
smart people looking at this and saying how many people we think we can keep and how many people we could employ and how many people we could send back through half and say we need if anybody wants to come and settle and the dwarves, we've got the artificers that would be setting up mining. So whole goal is to take this but reestablish a dwarven community.
Yeah.
I think that's been done, and just then
Yeah.
we can set up the sand fort, and
Yep.
that could be the trading post town, and whatever naturally makes sense. And then
Yep.
those people that aren't interested in that future, we can disband the army, and where we could keep whatever we need for security for the sand fort, the Tethyamar, and then we can pay out the rest.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's whatever it needs to settle down to. Like I don't know if you
Yes.
just meta that or just.
I think we should, and it's going to be a success. There's a lot of challenges, and I'm listing the challenges, but we don't have to deal with them. We've got people, professionals who can deal with them. They're going to make sure that they get the food coming in. We have the artificers who can create water to keep us sustained. We have alliances with the druids that we might be able to call on. This is challenging. It's really
And the
fucking
Wagon
challenging.
Skate people.
Kind of think of it like maybe California in the gold rush, right? Like it was hard. Most of it's desert, but there's some serious money to be made, and so people are flocking here. And they just have to
artisan loose and making stuff. You'll have the finest.
Yeah. Indeed. So how long has it been since we leveled up?
Since last time.
Last session, right? Or was it after killing Vaughn? Cool. Level up now. I was mentioning before that I think that we should probably start getting maybe levels a little bit faster than we have been. And this is truly a milestone by any stretch of the definition. The reclamation of Tethyamar, the return to the north, the setting up of a new society is truly a milestone, and would probably be like the end of a season if it was a TV show. Very good.
Would an idea, if I grabbed it, be to set up a magic circle to like a farming village, and then just spend the time to get like a permanent magic circle to like pass food through?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a big problem with that is that it takes a year to set up a teleportation.
Didn't
You have
realize
to-
it took a year.
Yeah. And you
So
have to be
long.
there every single day.
Never mind.
So yeah, so
So
it's a
long.
bit of a fucking hassle. That said, there's already a circle 3/4 done here, which is how they got the turn it into a portal of hell. So what we might change actually about that is we might say that the reason why that the portal opened was because it was finished, and you are able to now repurpose it. So yeah, you can take the circle in Tethyamar and turn it into a teleportation circle. But do we want to? Do we want to create that level of like it's convenient, but it's also a lot more vulnerable if we do that? Yeah, sure. I guess the Dales is that ally. The Dales aren't a unified political entity, but they're all pretty similar. They've all got a pretty similar culture. They're very agricultural. So we'd get our food probably from the Dales.
Yeah, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
We leveled
Critical.
up.
Good, good. God. You're one swole bird.
Huh. All right. That
I know.
is pretty crazy. Gains indeed. All right. This group, this campaign, it tends to be maybe a little bit too introspective, in that we spend a lot of time saying, well, what are we going to do next, and then plan it, and we sometimes change it. But I think we have an idea, or at least think I have an idea of where this campaign is going, because we wrote it down not so long ago. Tethyamar, that's done. Do we still intend to head into the Underdark after this? First of all, before we get to that question, we're all happy with just letting Tethyamar as a town or whatever. We don't want to be involved in that, right? Like, we just want the thing to organically grow without our player observations,
Well,
right?
Moog will stay back. This will probably be the place where.
Sure.
Moog
But
goes
Moog
to-
is an NPC, I guess, right?
Yeah.
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 Sorry, Moog. You just let Moog finish his point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Moog and Argoston would be vested in the
Mm.
growth and doing whatever they can to inspire the benefit of the dwarven kind and the prosperity. So I could see Moog settling down for a few 30, 40, 50 years to just work stuff out.
Yeah. Perfect. And so that'll take care of itself, and over time, it'll become a thriving town. But in game terms, in like, well, what benefit do we get as players? There'll be huge cash influxes. You have mithril and adamantine at your disposal. You've got these massive armies, goodwill in Cormia. Yeah, you're. If there was any doubt that you were movers and shakers in the world beforehand, then there can be no doubt from now on. Yeah, cool. Yeah, all right. All right, very good. Very good. Um, for simplicity's sake, and so that we've got a nice round figure to work with, let's just say that this earns 10,000 gold a month, which I know is a phenomenal amount, but Tethyamar is also, short of Mithranor, the most treasure laden place in just about the entire campaign. So yeah, not worrying about the army and how much the army costs and all that sort of shit. It brings in 10,000 gold pieces for the party every. Yeah, that's right. And there's 5 of you, right? So just take 2,000 gold pieces each. Precisely.
Do we get that 2,000 now?
Yeah, that's right. You can get it now because the Zentarum would have been doing a little bit of mining, and so they've gathered, or however you want to. Yeah, that's right. Like, however we want to justify it, it's we can get our first income right now. Who was that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I don't. Yeah, so yeah, it's for your spy network. Is there anything that you'd like them to tell you? They've been active. What would you like them to do? Yeah, it got raised. We don't know, but we theorise that they would be in the stockhold. Um, at the centre of the Buried Realms, which is this part of the Deep Waste, which is this part of the Underdark, the centre of where all the branches meet, there is a single building called the Stockhold. It's primarily a prison, but it's just as useful as a slave processing house. Um, with the fall of Mayor Mydra, the Stockhold has become the most important piece of real estate in the Buried in the Deep Wastes. No images. No one's been there. They just it's a nigh legendary prison like Alcatraz. I don't know what Alcatraz. With the fall of Hillsfar, they thought that once Hillsfar fell, then that would be it. The Moonsea would be theirs, but it's just caused more fucking problems. Hillsfar's in open rebellion. The Brawn, who is the leader of Hillsfar, hasn't been caught. In fact, the Zentarum are trying to hire elite units like us to kill the Brawn. So we could potentially take on a job for the Zentarum to kill the leaders of Hillsfar if we wanted to. So yeah, Hillsfire's an open rebellion. The Brawn has not been captured. The Harpers are causing a rebellion in another place called Flan, which is north off the map. The former rulers called the Blades are causing problems in Moolmaster, which again is off the map. So the Moonsea has been conquered on one hand, but it's also burning on the other. The Zentarum, uh, they're having trouble putting out those fires, but even so, they've still got an enormous army that could sweep down into Dagger Falls at any time, and there doesn't seem like there's much reason why they'd hesitate any longer. It seems likely that now that spring is here, the attack will soon follow. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Um, yeah, no worries. Huh. Very good.
Give him 90 spies. Oh.
No, it's a lot of spies, right? Like that's like fucking CIA levels of intelligence. Yeah, sure. And do you link her up with Giral, with the guy down in Westgate? We didn't kill him, did we? No, he works for the Night King. Oh right. All right. Well, Giral occasionally sends you information, regardless, even if you don't pay him to do so. He still gets you still get fed information. Even if you don't want it, you still get fed information because he's not really working for you. He's working for the Night King, and the Night King wants you to have certain information because the Night King hates the Zentarum more than you do. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they're both pretty bad. Pick your poison. Yeah, I shudder to imagine a bloody vampire kingdom.
Hmm.
Hey, it's the cool vampire.
Hey, welcome back.
We killed that guy.
We did, but we didn't kill Giral, the guy that wanted to replace him. So I'm just sharing this again for since we're talking about spies. The little surfer dude. Nah, yeah, I think surfer dude might have come with us. Yeah, can't remember. Probably stayed in Cormyr if he did. Yeah, right. Like get this kid out of here. But here's some information that might be important. Zentarum now have their headquarters here in the Citadel of the Raven, which is in this mountain chain just off the map. 30,000 foot, another roughly 35,000 troops. No, 10,000 shit. So roughly 45,000 troops, roughly, compared to our population of 2,000. Enormous disparity. He seems to think that they will attack on the first day of summer. Currently, it's early spring, so it gives us a couple of months if this data is correct. The Silverwater family intends to side with the Zentarum. The Silverwaters are down here. Their estate is kind of like if you imagine a triangle between Tethyamar and Dagger Falls, and the Silverwater estate is almost like the third point of the triangle.
Mm.
And there's a guy in Shadowdale who is a trader. Would you want to use your spy network to operate, do anything? Sure. Right. They're still on the Whispers of Westgate. Going off to the Drow now. They think that Loth is dead. Mayra Mydra, the big city, has been destroyed, but the Stockhold is still holding out. They think that it's being held by assassins. Bregan D. Arthur are assassins. So it remains the most important strategic location in this part of the Underdark. And the various Siths, Sith Quarrelay, Sith Untold, Raiden, Morkane, and Aranea, are either completely destroyed or now completely independent.
Yeah, this is some useful info. Yeah, 'cause I'm thinking we stick,
excuse me. What were we going to the Underdark for?
for Flatness's backstory.
Oh, very good.
And also, if we happen to pass by that way, there's the lair of that giant purple dragon and its rider that was supposed to be underneath the Desert Mouth Mountains. So while we're at it, we can
Yeah, that's
bank
exciting.
that thing as well.
Break into a jail and kill a dragon. Perfect.
Yeah, jailbreak, kill a dragon. Sounds pretty fun.
I tuned out for some of that. Where did the Kill a Dragon part come in?
The lair of the giant purple dragon was
Yeah,
said to
that's
be
what I thought.
somewhere beneath these mountains, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's thought to be somewhere beneath the mountains, exactly. So this is a bit fucking random, right? Like wandering into the Underdark with some fairly specific objectives, but absolutely no idea of where we're going. The Underdark is a big place, and trying to find a single dragon's lair or the prison of some particular people is difficult. We can probably find the Stockhold relatively easily. We know that it lies at the center of this sector of the Underdark, so all roads will lead to Rome, presumably. And that's assuming that the person we're looking for is even at the Stockhold. We have absolutely no evidence of that. As for finding the dragon's lair, that's a whole different kettle of fish, because I don't think we've met anyone who has any idea where it can be found.
No, we just have the general, like somewhere under the mountains, which is a lot
Yeah.
of ground to cover.
A lot of ground to cover. That's right, in 3 different dimensions too. Yeah. But we do have networks of spies. We do have people like Giral who are very much in the know. Whether we want to use him or not is another question. Um, and I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that Jake is probably not too interested as a character at just wandering blindly through the Underdark with a very vague purpose. But I don't know how else to propel it forward.
I don't really mind now. I've got natural
Okay.
dark vision. It won't be dispelled. I can't lose the dark vision. I'm not playing out like a blind character now, so I don't really mind the Underdark too much now.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. That makes a big difference then.
I figure
Yeah.
a motivation could be, if we manage to find the dragon and kill it, then that's another thing that Cormier doesn't have to deal with. And when we eventually return there and quash the civil war once and for all, as far as I'm aware, Cormier has come to the defense of the Dales before. It was invaded by Sembia, from what I understand, and Cormier came to its defense.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it might well do that again, because we're going to need an army like larger than the one we already have to take on the Zentaram's forces. And I figure if we can stabilize Cormier properly, then using my authority and the authority of the princess and whatnot, we might very well be able to rally a force from across the entire nation.
Right.
Which might be enough.
All right. So on that, keeping with that idea, does that mean that we only have 3 months to find the Hidden King? Because if we don't, then according to the information we've got, the Zentarum will be invading in 3 months.
Ah, right, yeah. The time frame is a little difficult.
Yeah, especially if we're traipsing through the Underdark without any clear objective. Like the last thing I want to do is to change what little plans we have. What level are we now? 13 or 14?
12.
We just reached
12.
12, did we? You
Yeah.
only level 11 and you just reached 12, did you? Shit, I
Yeah.
thought you were higher than that. All right. Level 12, start of.
Hmm.
But we have no leads.
We kind of have a lead, but the problem is that if he is in the if Van der Kaas does have custody of him, we're never gonna find him. He doesn't. Oh, in that case, we do have a lead, because the other place he was rumored to be was the Pirate Isles, according to that info.
It's a little better searching the Pirate Isles randomly than searching the Underdark randomly, you know? At least there's only a few thousand islands, whereas
Yeah.
there's infinite tunnels in the Underdark.
Yeah, I figure we gotta do something, because
This is a really good point, and you
Yeah.
know, like this. Let me go behind the scenes briefly. So the Hidden King thing is meant to be hidden, right? Like it's not meant to be a sort of Deus Ex Machina where the player characters work out something that cunts who are a lot fucking smarter than we are should have worked out 6 months ago, right? So if there was a way of finding him easily, they already would have found him, right?
Hmm.
But the gods don't know. That's the problem. Like we've already consulted the gods, and for some reason they don't know either. Yeah,
Well, to go out of character,
Useless twat.
right.
there is a
That's a good point.
yeah. There's a Like, if I had to guess what's going on out of character, I think might have been the imprisonment spell or whatever it's called, the 9th level spell, because that hides someone from divination.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a could be done. Yeah. Sure.
Did we rule out that Vandergast has him?
Well, we asked whether he's in the Stonelands. Yeah. And then we also asked, is he in a
No,
place?
so far as whichever deity we asked knew that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
they
the
seem to know
deity.
where he's not, but they don't know where he is. Like, yeah, if that makes sense. And we asked him, is he like I can't remember what we asked, but yeah, right. But like if you ask me where the diamond is, then yeah, I might not know where it is because it could be in. He's not in my room. That's pretty good analysis analogy. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I figure if the gods don't know where he is, then he's being hidden from not only mortal divination, but also the divination of deities. So that's a pretty big deal. Possibly. Oh, you're casting that now, are you? Ah. Because I figure if not even deities know where he is, and deities are supposed to, like, I imagine their powers of divination are more powerful than mortals, that leads me to believe that maybe another deity is involved. That's such. Yeah,
That's
so
what
if they don't
divination
know,
means.
then I figure another god might be involved. Possibly. That's just a theory.
All right, all right. Um, the throne room in Suzail. Yeah, the last place he was known to be was in the castle. He disappeared from the castle.
I guess you could ask, did Vandergast disappear from the castle at the same time?
Yes.
Well, it's more information than we had before. So we know the two of them both disappeared from the castle at the same time. Hmm.
Well, maybe our new senior ranking war wizard knows where to find his boss.
Vandergast has a stronghold in the Stormhorns, the mountain range that is at the southern edge of Anarok and the northern edge of Cormier. And so we asked if the Hidden King was there, and the indication was no.
If they don't know where he is, maybe they know where Vandergast is. Perhaps we could ask way up upon his location.
Vandergast is moonlighting as he's sort of like a code name, White Guard or something, White something, the White Wizard anyway. So he's moonlighting as the White Wizard in multiple towns in Cormier. He's traveling around and just Kind of being, if anyone's familiar with Dragonlance, he's kind of being like Fizban. He's just wandering around as a kind of bumbling wizard, a bumbling elderly wizard whom people don't realize is godlike power.
Interesting. So we can't find the Hidden King, but we can find Vandergahars.
You could
If we can
potentially
find
find.
and if we can find him, then maybe we can get some info out of him.
That sounds like a quest that we might be able to pursue. As again, like once again, I don't know how we should go about this. It's not a. It's anything but a railroad. It's almost certainly too obscure, but that's the whole point. So there is something that we could theoretically do. Find Vandergast.
Hmm. Yeah, we've got lots of things on our plate. It's just a question of what order to eat them.
Yeah, keep going. And you can ask, and you can do the same spells again tomorrow, so you can have another 7 if you wanted. The palace, the same place, the same time.
Hmm.
It's the last town the White Wizard was spotted in.
He's been spotted pretty frequently. I might Google that. Wiki. Retirement. Retreated into a hidden sanctum. Doesn't actually say where the sanctum is, but we know it's in the Stormhorns. Stormhorns is a mountain range. That's right.
Yeah, I do. That would be funny.
Alright, so our divination tells us that the last place that the White Wizard was spotting wasn't. Maybe here at Hlip, or possibly at the Embassy. But he gets around. He gets around and goes where he wishes. Usually in the smaller towns of Cormia. Just appearing where he is needed to save the day through his bumbling. People don't think much of this White Wizard. Just that he just happens to be at the right place at the right time with the right spell.
Hmm. Well, that would be compelling for Jake's character. But we still have, Flightless's thing, and we've also got Redleg's new character who's like tailored for the Underdark, by the sounds of it. But then we do have the time constraint of the Zentarum invading in 3 months, and we're going to need to have some sort of defense ready by then, or the Dales is going to burn.
Or we could take some effort to delay them further. Maybe burn their forward bases, or assassinate their leaders, or sow some level of discord, or reinstall the Brawn in Hillsfar.
Yeah, that's a good point. If we sabotage them, it could buy us some time.
Yeah.
But how to sabotage them? Wonder. We know the
Whatever
main
we
base of operations is the Citadel of the Raven now.
Yeah. Whatever we choose is likely to be a fuck ton of work for me. Like, it really is likely to be a lot of work. And I don't want this campaign to plod along at the speed that it's been going for the last several months. I want us to have more certainty, to more direction, more cohesion. And I know that's really, really hard. If this was any normal campaign, then there'd be obvious leads for us to chase, and this one is really the opposite. This is more like a geopolitical clusterfuck, right? You know, where does the US start? Okay, the US's objective: bring peace to the Middle East. How the fuck do we do that? Do we strengthen Israel? Do we take out Assad? Do we bomb Iran? Do we do all of them at the same time? And what will happen if we do any or all of them? Right? It's that's the sort of situation that I think that we find ourselves in now. We've got a bunch of goals that we want to achieve and no real roadmap on how to do any of them. And that's it's not really a flaw in the campaign. It's more of a feature of the campaign. You can ask as many questions as you want. We've got spy networks, we've got armies, we've got governments who are loyal to us. All the information, all the intelligence and reconnaissance at our fingertips. We've got gods on our sides. But ultimately, we as the players, we as the characters, have to make the decisions, and then I have to then go and write the story because it's not written, because there's not many groups that have gotten this high level.
Okay.
Yep, done. Yep, if there's a teleportation circle there, and even if we didn't know it, there is one, and she's found it, and so she is at your disposal. What would you like from her? Yep. Probably want one in Suzail, maybe. Although we've got Kaladne, the War Wizard, who might feed us information. Jorol in Westgate. Yeah.
So what did Artisan do to build this guy? So is he built out of Mithril? Is he built out of?
Yeah, probably the best of the best, which is be Mithril and Adamantine. Like, if you want to design him however you want to do it, then obviously you do it like that.
Yeah.
Artisan's just going to use
I
the
just want
best
to know
of
what
his
my caps are for pluses. That's all.
Right. A combination of Mithril and Adamantine. So so I don't really know how that in game terms that translates.
Does anybody know? Like, was that like a +1? Like when he did Mugs originally, it was a +1. I don't know if it's redoes them
What?
all.
Oh, you're talking about weapons or something?
Yeah, weapons and armor.
Okay, cool. That's now I understand what you're getting at. Let's go with this character creation beyond level 1. What are we, level 12?
Yeah.
You have 15,000 gold pieces to spend. The value of things, I'll show you that too. There are two magic item books that you use. You can use either or both of them as long as you double the prices in either of them. I'll go and get those books if you want to look through them. Take a while to find it. They're in here somewhere.
Where was that? Hillsfar, Shadowdale. Yeah, sounds fine to me. Yeah, speaking of Zendel Keep, something occurred to me when Sabotage was brought up. Like, with the destruction of the Sand Fort and the loss of Tethyamar, the Zentarum aren't going to be getting many more supplies from the west, because the Badin are going to raid most caravans that come through here. And they're not really... Yeah. And so, just looking at the map, if I had to guess, I'm thinking that the Zentarum get most of their resources from the Zental Keep. Like ships from all across the Moonsea gather resources and supplies, take them to Zental Keep, which then get brought to the Citadel of the Raven. Yeah, if we can destroy Zental Keep or just have that submarine out there sinking their trade ships or something like that, that might be the sabotage that we need to delay them for another couple of months. Which should give us time to, spin some of the other plates that we've got spinning. And like as you say, if we can get the submarine done, Artisan and a crew of trusted agents could perhaps get that done for us off screen, so that we can do other stuff and not have to worry about the sabotage. Go ahead. That looks good. Although that last two might be a bit difficult. Mm. I think it'd be easy to like plant an agent in either of those two at low levels anyway, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
how easy it would be to have them be able to like send you messages and information. Oh, okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, the Enchantress just cast sending on them every so often to collect a report. Yeah,
You can't get one in the Citadel of the Raven, but you can get one in the other one.
in Central Keep.
Yeah, in Zental Keep, yeah. All right. Well, we're at the end of the session. We'll move the time slot. What, 1 hour or 1.5 hours? 1.5 hours, right?
Yeah, it's 1.5.
So our time slot 1.5 hours earlier. I'll go and change the information immediately. As I mentioned, this is a lot of work for me, and so the sooner we have some concrete decisions, the better our sessions are going to be. We won't kind of be flailing around, not sure what we're supposed to be doing. So I don't know. I'm absolutely not being critical, but we do in this campaign a lot of times come up with a rough plan, and then things change or whatever, and we end up sitting here doing exactly what we're doing now and planning it all over again. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's almost certainly not written. Finding the Hidden King, rescuing people from the Underdark, going into the Citadel of the Raven, even going to Zental Keep. None of this is written. I've got my ideas, and so that's great. But we've probably all had ideas before for a novel and never written the novel, right? And that's where I am at the moment. Got these ideas that I've had for years. Putting them into pen to paper is going to take fucking hours, making up maps and NPCs and making sure that it's entertaining, all this sort of stuff. It's a task. It's like we're talking about why paid DMs get paid, and this is why, because trust me, it's going to take a fucking lot of work. And I love it, and I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see how the story evolves, because I don't know that much more than you do. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that we need to make some decisions real fast on what we're doing, so that I can then get it written, and so that when we turn up next week, we don't spend 90 minutes going, well, what are we going to do? That's right. That's right. Hillsfire is more or less ready to go, more or less. The Underdark story, I've made the maps and not much else. So it's started. So it's been started. The Hidden King plotline is a big one, and so while I've got the ending, but I don't have the bits in between. Then Citadel of the Raven is not is nothing more than a kernel of an. Sure.
Yeah, I like that. So I'm thinking, like, as much as I want to go down to the Underdark and do that, it's a good point that we don't really know where we're going, but we do know what we're going to do if we go to Hillsfar. So yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. While we're in Hillsfar, doing what we need to do there and setting up the submarine and all that stuff, we can have your spy network digging up info so that when we tackle our other objectives, we actually know what to do. Like we actually know exactly where your friends are. We know where the lair is. That does look pretty substantial. Yeah. So yeah, I guess one step at a time. And I think step one is Hillsfar. And while we do that, we strengthen the spire network and collect info so that we know what we're doing with our other objectives. And we aren't just wandering blindly in the dark. At least that's what I think. And so yeah, it'll buy us some time sinking the ships that come into Zental Keep, and propping up Hillsfar will delay their plans, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine so. Hmm. Alrighty then, so step one, Hillsfar / sabotage / information gathering.
Feel free to make those characters up yourself. Yeah, that's I think a cool little project that you can take care of. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you obviously don't have to do it, but it's, right. Yeah, that's right. Give them ambitions beyond just being a spy. Make sure that they want to achieve something. But here's a spy for you. How about that prisoner that we just got? We don't like the prick, but we know that he hates the Zentarum. We know that he wants to get into. I said he was a dwarf, didn't I? But he likes Hillsfar. That doesn't make any sense. He must have been a human. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that's possible too. But he wouldn't like this. He wouldn't like Hillsfar if he wasn't a human either. So yeah. I haven't. I don't know. Anyway, so maybe he's not such a great choice anyway. But in any case, give them objectives. Give them plans beyond just serving our party. They want to achieve something personally. And that's why they're taking on this ultra difficult job. Like in real life, some spies work for money, but just as many really do believe in the cause. Someone like James Bond, hates fucking communists, right? he hates. He's doing it not just because he's good at it, but also because because he believes in merry old England. Yeah.
Love of country.
Okay. Gelero, yeah, you can use him absolutely. Perfect. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to head off, and I hope that by next week we can have some better idea of what we're going to be doing in the future.
Alrighty.